What I think a lot of that stuff was, that was like people were saying 20, 30, 40 years ago,
right?
Even 5 years ago. What I think it was the lawyers or law students were just making up all this silly beliefs, something about a 14th Amendment and telling us all about 4th Amendment and telling us all rulings from the United States Supreme Court, and it has absolutely no standing, and that is not the highest court of the land. That is not what this country is, the law of this land. Because if you want to go by your Constitution, you look at like your 7th Amendment, which says the court of record. Once a court of record, once a trial has been heard in the common law by a court of record, that no court within the United States government can retry the case. Only the common law can retry the case.
And that's us, right?
That's us. That's the people in the jury. Because we're the representative of God. We're the representative of God on planet Earth.
Hey, about to change the subject, and I heard you talking earlier about the resolution to the Montana Freeman standoff. A guy named David M., a law professor, I think from Wisconsin. Is that what you were talking about? He started with the flag, and it went down from there. And I'm serious. I'm in Louisiana. These guys are incredibly crooked. If it's not done under that that's not a constitutional flag in the courtroom. It's a United States.
I don't care if they're flying a SWAT sticker. I don't care. All I know is
with them in their church, and that's what I don't understand.
All I know is, am I or am I not in a public building? That's all I want to know. If this is not a public building, I am not in the right courthouse. Where is the public courthouse?
It says judicial outside on the sign, but inside is an administrative arrangement.
I'm just going to ask, am I in a public venue? And am I in an open forum? And I'm in a public courthouse? And am I in a public courtroom? Or is this some sort of commercial private hearing?
That's what it is.
Well, then you ask them. You put it in writing, and you ask them. You don't open your don't open your mouth. The Montana Freemen opened their mouths in an administrative hearing.
Right.
It had nothing to do with a public building, a public forum, an open forum, a common law court. They were in a wrong jurisdiction. They were not where they needed to be. All they needed to do was put it in writing. A nice, simple habeas corpus ruling saying, hey, I need you to bring me before a trial by jury. If you want to go by some sort of habeas corpus act of 1679, it makes it expressly simple for all government agents and agencies to understand what habeas corpus means. Has habeas corpus been suspended at this time? Yes or no? If it has been suspended at this time, I might as well just shut up, and you might as well just stick a rope around my neck and hang me. Because if I don't have the right to challenge my accuser in an open court in front of my trial by jury of my peers, then you might as well just hang me and bring me out in the back of the parking lot and put a bullet in my head. If this is not the nation in which we live under anymore, if you do not act under the rules of law anymore, just put a bullet in my head and I'm done. That's all he had to put in before the court. That's simple. And then he could have moved it up to the Circuit Court, to the United States Supreme Court. And the United States Supreme Court would have eventually made a ruling, because this case was so famous, it was scary. Was habeas corpus suspended for this man? Was this man not given due process? And due process just means there's the plaintiff going to appear, there's the plaintiff going to point across the courtroom, and he's going to utter from his lips that I have done him wrong. Yes or no? That's all I want to know.
The plaintiff.
He didn't have to say anything about the effing Constitution, because the Constitution has absolutely nothing to do with the freemen. This is almost the same kind of stuff that they got these folks doing with the divine providence kind of stuff. They are trying to make these people sign all kinds of documents, surrender all kinds of citizenship, surrender all kinds of Social Security, enter into new contracts with the United States Postal Union, all kinds of nonsense paperwork. A man does not, my dad told me, an honest man will never have to sign his name to any paper. No piece of paper can bind any man for his entire life. No man should ever have to put his name to a piece of paper. If another man is asking you to put your name to a piece of paper, do not trust that man. He's not an honorable man. He's not a trustworthy man. He's going to try to use that piece of paper against you someday. Do not ever put your name upon a piece of paper.